What it is, what it ain't, I'm gonna let y'all know what I think. But first, you gotta hit that post notification bell button so you'll be in the loop every time I drop another 5 video. This your boy Goldmouth Shorty. Let me get straight down to business, man. As you see, man, we finna talk about the Source Awards, man. We gonna talk about that Source Awards where that big brawl jumped off where E40 was fighting, Snoop Dogg was running, Death Row Boys was trying to stomp on niggas. You know what I mean? Prodigy wrote a book about it. We gonna talk about how Bone got meleeed and how Cash Money didn't do nothing when E40 jumped down on that boy Matt Minister head, man. It was a crazy night, man. It was a crazy event. You know what I mean? That thing got rowdy, and body. If you don't believe me, you can go ask Prodigy if he was still here. But RIP to that boy, but you can still go listen to his book. He got an audio book, man, and he was telling you what happened because he was trying to run down on Jay-Z that night. And he had like 30, 40 niggas come from way from his hood over there in Queens all the way to California just to be in the event. And that like they was gonna be in charge, you know what I mean? But Bone, like, man, ain't nothing happened to Crazy Bone. You know what I mean? Lazy Bone, you know, he like the spokesman for the group. He was like, man, there wasn't no fights that happened, you know what I mean, had something to do with Bone, but some niggas, you know, stampede them boys and body start, you know, falling, man, and niggas start tripping and shit. So, you know, they say Bone got the bad end of the stick though, you know what I mean? But they wasn't the intended target. And, you know, Prodigy, he was on stage when them niggas ambushed. I'm talking about them Death Row Boys, Swoop G, and you know the realest, all them niggas that was running with Death Row back in the days. They had chased that nigga Snoop up out the building, you know what I mean? His bodyguard had to run him out the side door, man. And E40 was over there stumping that boy Matt Minister head in because he was hanging with Cash Money and he tried to reach for E40 chain, man. All this was going on with Death Row was putting the beat down on some niggas. But 50 Cent, you know, his crew fought them niggas off. Scarface was in the building. He was getting on that drink, laughing, looking at the show, man. This was a unforgettable night, man. All these niggas was scratched out, bruh. It was like 2,000 people in attendance. The show couldn't even go on because, you know, TrayDeee, he was trying to run the niggas off from Death Row, but them niggas had rushed the stage, man. And you know, like John Sally and a couple other big celebrities, they was in attendance and they was saying, man, 50 Cent boys, man, they just started meleeing on Death Row guys, man. But Death Row guys came to do what they had to do. But a lot of people say, man, Benzino knew them niggas was finna come tear that bitch up. That's why he let all them niggas in the building, because he knew from the first angle with Source Awards how that shit turned out when Suge Knight was hot. So, you know, Suge done was mad that Snoop Dogg done was getting an award. So, you know, he had his boys come through that bitch like the lynch mob and come through and start throwing chairs and tearing that whole building up. Niggas getting hit across the head with bottles and shit. You know what I mean? It was real crazy that year. And niggas made songs about it, you know what I'm saying, from each side. And I remember that nigga JT Money had a song talking about tossing niggas up like they at the Source Award. And it don't stop. Cause man, that shit was crazy, man. Any nigga that was in attendance, they gonna tell you, bruh. Nigga, bodies was flying, nigga. Nigga weapons was getting pulled out. Niggas stabbing niggas with motherfucking knives and forks and shit. Niggas, it was getting ugly in there, man. It was some real blood and crip shit going on. And you know, Prodigy, he was trying to get them scraps from, you know, 40 Glock. Cause 40 Glock, he was just a little shrimp back then. But he would come in the hood and get the guns for G Unit and hand them niggas scraps and shit like that. And you know, other niggas from the East Coast he was rocking with. You know what I mean? But yeah, bro, this shit true story, bro. This shit happened, my nigga. I believe that was the 2000 one. You know what I mean? But a lot of award shows got fucked up and canceled, man. But this was like the biggest one when, Snoop was finna get that award. And you know what I mean? Them niggas started chasing behind the nigga. Cause Lil' Kim was there. Uh, Down there the whole DPG was there. You know what I mean? I heard Superfly got knocked out. You know what I mean? By one of them death row boys, but that's all allegedly, man. A lot of niggas got tossed up, tossed around. Even DJ Quick almost went to jail, and his homeboy got swung on when they was doing the interview. You know what I mean? Outside the building, and that shit that was crazy, man. You know what I mean? But that whole day, man, it wasn't nothing but some chaos, bro. And I know Source, they had to lose so much money because they tore up that place, man, out there in Cali. Because, the first one, when, the South had something to say in 1995, that one was in New York. So they did the second one out there in Cali, man, in Benzino. Man, that shit went all the way bad, man. You know what I mean? They couldn't even keep filming the taping of the show. You know what I mean? But the show, it was what it was, man. I'm just telling y'all about a lot of them beat downs, man. Cash Money was there. You know what I mean? So Def was there. Russell Simmons was there. This was in the 2000s, man. Redman was getting the award. Method Man was there. Uh, what's the dude, Capadonna? You know what I mean? It was a night to remember, man. The whole East Coast was in the motherfucking building. It didn't matter if you was a legend or you was just upcoming artist, man. It had a hot song that year. Everybody was invited, man. Like LL Cool J and shit. You know what I mean? Eve was there. She got an award. But you got the Death Row Boys, man. They ain't much play, bro. They just came in there uninvited, got through the door, pushed through that bitch, and chased that nigga Snoop up out of there. And TrayDeee was like, he didn't want to, like entice the whole riot, but shit, he had to stay there while a nigga was running and shit, trying to get their money, man, up out the building, cause Snoop, he was the money man, and everybody was promoting it. So should normally have a picture at all the events, for the security, not let him in. His picture always up and say, man, don't let this dude in the building. But some kind of way, he got in there. And his homeboy snuck in there, which was nobody's at the time. But a lot of these cats, that was nobody, they talking about him now, like Buntry and stuff. Them the niggas his homeboys pushed up in that awards. And you know what I mean? Benzino, I don't know, man. That he ended up getting a lot of slack about that because a lot of people got hurt. A lot of people was mad. Snoop was mad. You know what I mean? It was just a fucked up night, man, because you had R&B stars in there, you had actors in there, you had comedians in there, you had NBA stars, NFL players. Everybody was in attendance, man, and everybody seen how, Suge Knight had them boys come and interrupt the whole show, man, and jump on stage and start swinging and shit. E40 in the Bay, they was jumping on a nigga head. And like I said, Bone Thugs, they supposedly uh, got hurt. You know what I mean? A lot of niggas got sent to the hospital. Like 75 people was injured out of fucking 2,000 people. Nobody wasn't dead or nothing. No shots wasn't fired. It was just fighting, throwing chairs and stuff like that, man. You might can kind of find some of that footage on YouTube, man, but it ain't too much of it. But yeah, this a true story, man. Coming from Goldmouth. Just chill. Peace. I'm out.